top of the morning to you. It's day 3 as we are journeying through the song No Longer Slaves. At this time, God, I encourage you to just share this moment with someone by clicking share on whatever platform you're on so that we can engage together, but also the Lord could really use this to bless them, as I hope he is doing for you as well. You can meet me on YouTube, subscribe to the channel there, or find me on Facebook and Instagram, and we are going to pick up with verse 2 of No Longer Slaves. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Love has called my name. See, I've been born again into a family. Your blood flows through my veins. Your blood flows through my veins. From my mother's womb, you've chosen me. Love is called my name. We have been called children of God from the first time our heart beats within our mother's womb. We have been chosen by the Heavenly Father to be his precious children. That's a gift, a mind-blowing offering of love that is important for every person to see and understand and know. I was born again into a family. Your love flows through my veins. Just being a part of the family, the body of Christ, the family of God, changes our perspective on life and our understanding of love and our place and our purpose. And that's the lane I want to run us in this morning, or lead us through, being chosen. There's a verse I want to share with you guys. Jeremiah 29. He starts at 11, says this: For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and hope. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will hear you. You will seek me and find me. When you seek me with all your heart, I will be found by you, declares the Lord. When I think about purpose, when I think about being chosen, when I think about every aspect of the human nature to fit in, to belong this side of heaven, it all comes back to just knowing that we have been chosen from day one. Many things in life, especially as you get older and you go through life, we will not be chosen for. Opportunities will come from on the playground to the workforce, whatever work field, no matter what it may be, we will not be chosen. And when that happens, it puts us in a place to second guess ourselves. But then when we get into that emotional place of not being chosen by someone we may want to be friends with, we are attracted to, or our own family members, blood relatives, that begins to eat at the person we are. And I am really walking through a lot of this now. My wife and I are with our oldest son, who's adopted, and he's beginning to ask questions, and we're beginning to process things with him of a newness, of knowing that he was fearfully and wonderfully made and chosen before we even knew he existed. And the love that we have for him does not even compare to the love that God has for him, because there's a place in there where there's an emptiness that he is needing to be filled, and we know no words that we say or anything that we can do can convey or fill that void, but Jesus can. In that he will find his purpose. In that he will find his belonging. In that he will find the comfort of knowing he has been chosen. I think a lot of times when we know the plans that the Lord has for us, it makes life so much harder. I know for me it does, because I can honestly just be very transparent and say, in my life, when I knew in years back in college, there was a season in life where I really felt like the Lord was just saying, this is what I have for you. And every time he would show me something, I was afraid to say it because I thought it'd be weird or seem so self-righteous and just all these things. But I knew the Lord was showing me things and said, Frank, this is the plan that I have for you. This is what I can do and what I want to do through you. He would show it to me. I would take off instantly running towards it. Like I wouldn't miss a beat. That God said that's what I'm supposed to do, so that's what I'm going to do. Just because the Lord has revealed something to us, it doesn't mean that in that season, that's what he has for us. There's always a process to every blessing. And when I think about my purpose and what God has shown me or allowed me to be a part of, the things that have crumbled, I probably could have been an amazing person for that position, but if I put myself there, I couldn't keep myself there. The tensions were too much. But if he placed me there, he would always sustain me in the hard times, bless me in the good times, and allow me to see how he was working through it all. And then whenever tensions would show themselves, because there's always going to be tensions to manage, but when they would come, there was always a peace and a comfort in how we facilitated those tensions. But I knew the Lord had already gone before me and called me into that place, and I didn't place myself into that moment. I want to encourage us today that that's something we stray far, far, far away from. And I'll tell you guys this. It's like with our boys. Whenever we go somewhere, they want to know where we're going, what we're going to do. And if we tell them, it's like if they're with their mom, they're going to go to Target. They know that. If they're with me, we're going to go to Lowe's. And as soon as we get out, it's like they know the game plan, they know the routine of how it happens, so they jump out of the car and they run. And total chaos and fear within me as their father, it overcomes me, because I see and know and hear all the things and just can envision the worst thing that can happen as my four boys decide to sprint through the parking lot. That is the same way I believe the Lord knows and sees our choices when we know his plan. We are so focused, laser focused and driven to get there that we can just run straight beeline and think the straightest line is the fastest, shortest route, but we have no clue about the car that's coming around that corner that can't see us, or the person who is just driving and just in their own little world. And so we can find ourselves in dangerous positions because we wanted to go, because we saw the plan, instead of allowing a father to come along and walk us to that destination. Today, that may be the place you're sitting. You're like, I see it, God, I know it's there, and you're just racing forward, but you're feeling this wind pushing against you, or this stronghold holding you back from getting there. Maybe it's because the Lord is saying, not now. Yes, that is the plan, but not in this season. I have you where you need to be, so that when you get there, every giant will be slayed, every mountain will be moved, and you will be able to prosper further than you ever could have. But you can't force it. You need to wait. Then for others, it may be that the Lord is saying, I just need you to trust me. He says here, then you will call upon me and pray to me, and I will hear you. It could be that season of movement that you're needing, whether it's lateral or vertical, that you may need, be wanting and desiring in your job or in a relationship, or just for yourself, is not happening because you are trying to force something that the Lord is saying, I need you to rely on me. Because I know the storm that you're going to walk through, and that's not what I want you to step into now. Why? Because I've chosen you, and I love you, and I want what's best for you. So I encourage you guys today to allow us to examine whether we are in a season of we know the plan and we're running, or we're like, God, I need a plan. I need you to show me something. No matter where you're sitting, to trust and know that if we call out to the Lord, he will tell us when to sit, he will tell us when to stand, he will tell us when to move. And there is this mixture of faith that I think is important. Sometimes the Lord will not just tell you to do something, he will say, go. And then you will sit. Out of the faith of or lack of faith, you may not do it. Or sometimes you have so much faith, kind of like me, that blind faith, and you just run, and it's too soon. I want to encourage us to know and seek the Lord for that balance. I believe sometimes we can also step out on faith, and that is important to do that. But we still want to be in the will of the Lord, to know that, God, if I'm making this step, I'm still not making it on my own will. I'm making it with you alongside, with you still guiding me, so that whatever I walk into, I know that you are there. I know that I have a purpose. I know that you have a plan. I know that it is your will in this season for me to be a part of this moment. God, I come to you right now thanking you so much for who you are. God, I pray that as we all are just going through this life of changes and growth, maturity, failures, mistakes, ups and downs, that we can always remember that we have been chosen by you. Whatever season that we may be sitting in, whether it's feeling abandoned, or feeling like, God, I am over this job. I am over the struggle. I'm over the fight. I'm over the tension. I just want peace. Or maybe it's like, I can see the great thing that you have coming for me, God. I'm driven. I'm excited. I'm ready. Whatever it is, man, we just be still before you and say, God, have your way. Your word teaches us that if we just call to you, you will be there. You will hear our prayers. I also believe just as well as you hear them, you will answer. So, Lord, I pray for answers today for those who are in need of them. I pray for clarity for those who are in need of them. I pray for a sense of longing and belonging to your family, your blood flowing through every vein that is under the sound of my voice, to feel and to know that they are chosen. A lot of times when we know we are chosen, we don't feel forced to make something happen. So we trust that our Father will provide and take care of us. So God, do what only you can do and move like only you can today. I lift all this and lay it all at your feet, Jesus. And it is in your name I pray. Amen. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Love has called my name, and I've been born again into your family. Your blood flows through my veins. Your blood flows through my veins. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I look forward to worshiping with you guys tomorrow morning right here, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a blessed day. Remember, we all have been chosen.